Today on WAD TV News, sports broadcasting is back in action for the spring sports, and we are here to see what happens behind the scenes. We report on a new greenhouse going up on the rooftop science classroom, we show you what's going on with our track team, and finally, we talk about the significance of our grandparents. This is WAD TV News. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tyler Abrams. Welcome to our 27th episode of the year and our 12th of the semester. 2 years ago, our sports broadcasting class won a National Student Production Award and a Crystal Pillar Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. We once again have a nomination for the Crystal Pillar Award this year. Jay and John were able to get over to a recent live stream to see what happens behind the scenes.
First introduced in the fall of 2019, sports broadcasting has been a newly introduced elective that includes filming, commentating, and directing a sports game. Over the past 3 years, sports broadcasting has captured iconic moments and memories of our sports history. They have broadcasted sports including football.
You know, he has had quite the night tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if coaches start him every game. That guy is going to have... Oh, it's picked off! Oh! And a big six all the way to the house!
There we
Angela
go!
Plant with 4 touchdowns on the night! What is happening?
Warriors!
What is happening?
Basketball.
We'll find Sam Anderson at the top of the arc to Wade, to Cole. Cole driving in, trying to maybe pick up a second basket. Sam Anderson, three-pointer, and bang! Sam Anderson from the 3! What a shot, and the Warriors will go back up by 18 points and will be a timeout. Check out this replay. Finds Sam Anderson.
Lacrosse.
Red Raiders will swing it around the top. We'll see what the Warriors defenders can do here as they, number 55, Andrew Bumley, he'll rush in.
Soccer.
Goal, and St. Ed's would go on to miss that. A little bit of a push in the back there by St. Ed's.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more. I mean, if your season's on the line, you want to be aggressive. Vandervelde tries to work it through, does find Hytham, and Vandervelde with another assist.
Baseball and more. We interviewed 2 different students.
Sports broadcasting is just like a really chill place to be with other people that like sports, and you get to share your opinions about sports and listen to other people, so it's overall just like a really fun class to take.
It's Monday, April 11th, and the Wheaton Academy Warriors are taking on the Huntley High School Red Raiders.
In commentating, like it's like flying off the top of your head and you're going crazy, and that it can be super hard. But also, like, at the end of the production, like, it's super cool.
In this elective, the challenge is, like, you get to learn how to broadcast games, whether it's being on the mic, commentating, or using cameras. You get to learn how to do this stuff, and it's actually pretty fun once you start to get to do it, especially commentating. That was my favorite part. I didn't intend to actually commentate, but I was thrown into it, and it was actually really fun.
If you're still looking for an elective next year and you're interested in commentating, directing, or filming a sports game, sports broadcasting might be the one for you. If you have any more questions, make sure to contact Mr. Hockett. From WAD TV, I'm John Hubrechts with Jay Kruger, signing out.
Our live stream team will be broadcasting the girls' soccer senior night on Thursday evening. Catch us on our YouTube channel. And now, to keep the sports conversation going, here's Alina Immersek.
Good morning, Tyler. I'm Alina Immersek, and I'm here to get you caught up on all the sports news. Girls soccer moved to 4-0 in conference play with wins over both St. Edward's and Aurora Central Catholic last week. They will have their senior night on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. against Chicago Hope Academy. Get out and support them. Girls softball got revenge last Thursday by beating Timothy Christian by a score of 22-19. The team plays at home on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with all games starting at 4:30 p.m. This is the last week to see this team play at home. Boys volleyball moved to 5-1 with victories over Timothy Christian and Christian Heritage. They will play at home tonight at 5:30 p.m. The baseball team flew the W all week as they went 4-0 and improved their overall record to 9-9-2. They have home games on Monday and Thursday, both starting at 4:30. And finally, track and field has had some great stories, but to tell this season, once again, Canyon Roberts makes the headlines with his 110-meter hurdle time. He ran a 16.46 on Saturday and broke the school record held since 1984. Meanwhile, in girls track, Molly Frum already holds the school record in the high jump with a height of 4 foot 11 inches. But this past Saturday, she also set a new school record in the triple jump with a distance of 32 feet and 2.5 inches. And for more on track, here's Freddie.
Spring has sprung, which means budding flowers, return of green grass, but most importantly, track season. The track team contains students from all over the school and is led by many, including Mr. Felinsky and Mr. Ball.
We've got a ton of activities in tracks. You got distance, you got sprint, you got throws, you got jumps, hurdles, relays. There's 18 events, so there's plenty of events to fill out. That's why we need a pretty big team, usually about 40 athletes on the team for those 18 events.
The track team contains a variety of activities, such as short distance, long distance, shot put, and discus. The variety of activities creates an opening for students to grow. Even I tried some of the activities myself, and it was fun. However, I think it's best for me to let the professionals do their thing. Speaking of, the track team contains a variety of skilled athletes.
Yeah, we've got some new athletes, Maddie Jenkins. We have some underclassmen like Quinn and Whitney Gabriel. Also Rachel Nelson, Susie Lee in the distance program, and then Lorian and Han in the throws. And we have some upperclassmen like Victoria Powell, Molly Frum, Brooke O'Carroll. Really looking forward to them finishing out their careers on a good note.
The track team serves the upperclassmen well, but also invites new students to join, making it a perfect community for everybody.
Track is hard. It's hard, but it's worth it. I feel like if you really want to put effort into something, it's worth it to run and build yourself in the community.
This is my first year basically in track. It's really fun, so you definitely join it. It's definitely worth the hard work.
Even though the track season is coming to a close, the Wheaton Academy track team seems to be soaring high this season. For WATV News, I'm Frederick Grasky with Tyler Abrams.
Great job, Freddie. Our girls track team is running at St. Francis on Tuesday and at West Chicago on Thursday. Get over there and see what all the hype is about. Now, let's get you caught up on a few announcements. As mentioned last week, winter trips are now live. Applications are due May 3rd by midnight and deposits are due by 3:30 p.m. on May 4th for the application to be considered. Please go to Mrs. Heavey with any questions. Summer Academy registration is now open, but not for long. Classes will be from June 11th to July 1st. The deadline to register is May 1st. Please contact Mrs. Roberts with any questions. There are spring concerts for all of our instrumental and choral groups this week. Come support your peers on Monday, Friday, or Saturday. All concerts will begin at 7:30. For our next report, I was able to do a deep dive into the history of our oldest building here on campus.
One of Wheaton Academy's oldest buildings, and the first building on Wheaton Academy's campus, Academy Hall is a relic in itself. Despite the several remodels the building has undergone, the sprawling vines of ivy covering the walls and Wheaton Academy memorabilia on display reveal a story over 120 years old. Now, I'm no historian, but we were able to find the right teacher to give us a little history lesson about Wheaton Academy, Mr. Ellis. Long before Wheaton Academy's purchase of the West Chicago property in 1945, Academy Hall was not only twice the size it is today, but was also used as a tuberculosis sanitarium during the 19th century. According to Mr. Ellis, the building has been purchased by Jesuits based out of Loyola University. It wasn't until Wheaton Academy bought the building along with the Prince Crossing property that major changes were made to the building. The senior lounge used to be located at the second floor of the building, complete with windows facing three sides of Wheaton Academy's campus. By the time Mr. Ellis arrived for his interview in Wheaton Academy in 1975, the second half of the building was already being torn down. Academy Hall is drastically different from its original format in the 1970s. The numerous renovations, however, haven't tempered the building's nostalgic aura from its rich history. The thousands of students that have walked through these same halls we see today have ingrained themselves on the walls of Wheaton Academy's Academy Hall. Even the present students of today are part of Wheaton Academy's story.
Next time you're in Academy Hall, don't take it for granted. That building has been through the highs and lows of Wheaton Academy. Next up, if you go through the second floor hallway of the science wing, perhaps you notice a brand new structure taking shape on the outdoor science classroom. Gabby Volkner reports on the latest progress.
When driving to school, you might have seen a wooden structure on top of the roof. Well, Vander England, Colton Gamoli, Eric Sushko, and Jonah Crum are the faces behind it all. As a capstone project, they decided to build a greenhouse. They started with a greenhouse first and eventually hoped to work their way towards an automatic garden. It was meticulously placed in order for the plants to receive the most amount of sunlight and will sustain them through the fall. First semester was a lot of planning, but they put action to the plan second semester. They loved the outdoor classroom and thought it needed revamping. A garden seemed to be the perfect addition. If you have an interest in gardening, make sure to keep up with the progress. This greenhouse will create community for anyone who has a passion for nature by upkeeping the plants. They're hoping to have other fun pieces like tables and decorations, so we'll see you later with an updated and finished version on the greenhouse. This is Katie Lokshin and Gabby Volkner signing out.
Thanks, Gabby. Now with Grandparents' Day right around the corner, Alina Emersek caught up with a number of students to find out what their grandparent has meant to them. Check it out.
Grandparents' Day at Wheaton Academy gives grandparents an opportunity to learn from their grandchildren's education offered here at WA. However, it also gives students an ability to reflect on their relationships with their grandparents, specifically what they appreciate about them.
What I appreciate about my grandparents is their love for me and telling me what's right, and their want for me to follow Jesus and share my faith.
I appreciate that my grandpa, he lives pretty far away, so when he does come, it's always a special event. We go to dinner and he's always a fun guy to hang around.
They can cook really good, or my grandma can.
What I appreciate most about my grandparents is that they taught me to follow my dreams even when it gets hard.
What I appreciate about my grandparents is that they always are there to spend time, and that they also are always there to help.
What I appreciate most about my grandparents is that they got the best cooking. Nobody compares. 0 people.
Mine are just really nice and caring.
Facts.
My grandparents were really important to me in my life, and I remember that since I was 3 years old, they're kind of my everything, and I miss them a lot.
Our grandparents play a huge role in our lives, and we can learn a lot from them. Students reflected on what they have learned from their grandparents.
To be grateful for everything that I have.
To always be kind to people. My grandmothers have all taught me how to be a godly woman and have really helped in training me up to be someone that pleases God and to just be a better person.
My grandparents have taught me kindness and empathy for the way they've treated me and everyone else in my life, and just really loving one another.
I'd say the most valuable thing my grandparents have taught me is to trust God first of all, and that hard work can get you anywhere.
My grandparents taught me how to be patient and how to forgive people.
My grandpa gave me one really simple piece of advice. He was like, don't be stupid. And at the time I thought it was stupid advice, but it kind of encompasses everything. Don't do drugs, stay in school.
I love going to Florida with them every year, and they teach me to be kind and caring.
Grandparents' Day leads us to have a deep appreciation for the people we love, specifically our grandparents. We can be thankful for everything that our grandparents have done to impact our lives. For WA TV News, this is Alina Emersek signing out.
Thanks, Alina. Whether you have a grandparent or grand friend coming or not, make them feel welcome here tomorrow. And don't forget that tomorrow will be a half day. That'll do it for us today. Thanks for joining us. Connect with us on Instagram at TheRealWaTV or scan this QR code for ideas for the future. From all of us at Studio 22, have a great day.